This week on 49ers Sac-Hi Sports, playoff football is here, and we have the highlights of exciting first-round games. We'll show you Turlock meeting Sheldon, Wood Creek battling Monterey Trail, and Enoch's taking on Delroy.
You'll see section final games including Cosumnes Oaks and Oak Ridge, water polo playoffs with Downey and Wood Creek, plus the story of the Natomas volleyball player and her experience with homelessness. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports starts right now.
Welcome to 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Bronstein. It's the first week of the Sac Joaquin section playoffs, and we started off in Rockland, where the 5th-seeded Whitney Wildcats get set to face 12th-seeded Inderkum. The Wildcats play in that Stack Sierra Foothill League.
Inderkum finished in second place in the Capital Valley Conference. Senior quarterback Jaden Johnson has thrown 10 touchdowns this season. It's Whitney meeting Inderkum in the first round Friday night.
Coach Harris of Inderkum High School getting his boys ready for the first round of playoffs against Whitney on Friday night. Whitney has the first possession in this game. Jacob Smiley looks for any open receivers, chucks it downfield, and it's caught by Roman Floyd, who steps in the end zone for a touchdown. Inderkum now in possession. Jaden Johnson looks to pass, but Carson Phillips makes a nice one-handed interception to get the Wildcats the ball back. Coming off the interception, Jacob Smiley takes a snap and finds Roman Floyd again. Floyd is going to take this one all the way into the end zone to extend Whitney's lead over Inderkum, 14-0. Inderkum trying to answer back at the end of the first half. But this pass is intercepted by none other than Roman Floyd, getting it done on defense too. He has seemed to be Inderkum's kryptonite so far in this game. He's going to take this one all the way from their own goal line to the end zone on the other side of the field for a pick six to end the first half. Inderkum has the ball to start the second half of the game. Ricky Cole scrambling around trying to find receivers, decides to get rid of it, and it is picked off by Phoenix Rose. That's the third Whitney interception tonight. He's going to go out of bounds at the 35, and here comes Whitney's offense. It is handed off to Takai Takahashi, who races past the defensive line and into the end zone for another Whitney touchdown to make this game 28-0. Inderkum in the red zone. Jaden Johnson drops back, and his pass is, you guessed it, intercepted by Roman Floyd again. Coming off the interception, Lorenzo Young takes the ball in the backfield, breaks the tackle, and is off to the races. He is tackled into the end zone for a touchdown. Whitney is advancing to the next round of playoffs as they beat Inderkum 35-0.
The Sacramento Dragons are the 6th seed in Division III. They face 11th-seeded Golden Valley in the first round Saturday afternoon. The Cougars get out to an early 7-0 lead, but not for long as Lamar Radcliffe takes it up the far sideline for the big gain. He scores on the same drive at the start of the second to tie it up at 7. Then just a minute later, Golden Valley looking to get back on top. The Cougars try for the short pass, but Kamari Benjamin is all over it. Benjamin intercepts the pass and brings it into the end zone for a pick six. It's a 14-7 ball game. On the ensuing kickoff, Jabari Phillips is the returner. Jabari hits hard, knocking 2 defenders down before getting pushed out of bounds. But the Cougar drive stalls, bringing back the Dragons. Naaman Branyan is under center, and the junior heaves it to Devin Stevens. A perfect pass and a perfect catch, 79 yards to pay dirt. The Dragons go up by 14. The Cougars trying to close the gap. Elazar Garza spins his way just inside the pylon for the touchdown. It's an 8-point game. Here we have a minute to go in the first half. The Cougars again going to their air game, but Terrence Williams Jr. is there on the receiving end of that pass. He takes it back the other way. Terrence would have a great game on both sides of the ball for the Dragons. That INT leads to a Branyan Amarion Sanders connection. The senior captain hauls it in. The score is 28-13 Sac-Hi at the half. Second half now, Golden Valley reaches the end zone on the Jabari Phillips scamper, but Sacramento refuses to take its foot off the gas pedal as Terrence the Terrible scores from 26 yards out. Williams would have 107 yards on the ground. Then Branyan wants to go for a little run himself as Naaman cuts to the outside and squeezes into the end zone. Sacramento advances to the quarterfinals with the 41-19 win over Golden Valley. The Dragons will face Manteca on Friday.
Parker-Ream at Natomas High School for the D3 SJS Championship. Christian Brothers taking on Lincoln. First set, let's see some fight in those Fighting Zebras, shall we? Jordan Dieter to the outside, and I wonder what it feels like to have a weapon like that. Morgan Collier, the Oregon commit, sends home the kill. Try to keep it going. Collier can't get it to land, so the ball finds its way back over to Lincoln. Dieter says, I'll just do this myself. The no-looker over the net. When I tell you the way the ball comes off this girl's hand is different, I mean it. Give me one kill. And later in the set, how about another one? Morgan gets it on the outside once more. Lincoln takes the first set 25-10. Second set, seeing some life from Christian Brothers. It's Jillian Hurley on the outside. She puts it away. She was on fire all night long, but so was another girl who I've mentioned a lot already. It's Collier getting the kill once more. Both teams going back and forth. 17-9 Lincoln, a diving dig. The bump by Drew de Guzman, and Hurley hurls that one to the corner, just gets a piece of that line, and they wouldn't stop there. Alexis Adeboden to Drew, and Lillian Paddock puts that away. CB on the comeback, but Lincoln was just too strong. Set point, Collier to Dieter and Adrian Veit. Just textbook volleyball right there, and the Zebras go up 2-0. The Falcons wouldn't let that deter them. Drew to Jillian, who gets another kill. Christian Brothers on the prowl. Like I said, she was hot all night long. De Guzman, give it to Hurley one more time. Christian Brothers comes back to win the third set, 25-23, but the Zebras wouldn't let it get away. A block by Mackenzie Keller. And check out this next play. Look how relaxed Dieter was with this. Like, it's nothing. The no-looker for the kill. Then on match point, we should just call her the set clincher. It's Veit again. She puts the set and the match away as Lincoln celebrates the D3 title as they get the win behind Morgan Collier's team-high 31 kills, 3-1.
Now for some D1 boys water polo. 11-seed McClatchy visited 6-seed Rio Americano as the McClatchy girls polo team rooted on the boys. Rio will start the game off with the lead, and Cade Winston scores there. But the Lions would answer back as Logan Williams to Owen Norberg, and it's all tied up at 1. Then Rio Americano would rip off 4 straight and take a 5-1 lead after the first period. Lars Larson with that one-hopper. After a penalty, that gave Matty Rano a penalty shot. He answered the challenge. Raiders up 5. Nice teamwork here by Rio as Rano drives the middle, then kicks it out to the wing for Jacob Raymond, who buries the shot. Raiders are looking great. But before the half, Rio scores a few more times. Here, Griffin Malloy dumps it to Jack Lunnington, who takes a look around and then decides to bounce it in. 10-1 Rio Americano at the half. Third quarter, make it 12-1. When Winston finds Rano, and the Raiders have blown this thing wide open. But there's no quitting the Lions as Adam LePage tracks down the ball, gets it to Garland Long. He knows what to do with it. Then the Lions again on the attack, Long with the ball. He raises up and shoots in his 4th goal of the afternoon. But Rio would have the last laugh as Jack McGoldrick fights his way for position and scores this goal underwater. The Raiders go on to win 15-6. Winston led all scorers with 5 goals in the contest.
Time now for the Players of the Week. These players are chosen for their standout performances from games played last week. Our first Player of the Week is Jacob Hollingshouse from Vista del Lago. The Eagles senior quarterback threw 4 touchdowns and ran in 2 more in the Eagles win over Sacramento. Jacob racked up 190 passing yards to secure 2nd place in the Capital Athletic League.
Our second Player of the Week is Cruz Herrera from St. Mary's. The Rams won a thrilling game Friday night, beating Lincoln of Stockton for the league title. Herrera threw for 237 yards, ran for 114 yards, and scored a total of 4 times in the 31-27 victory. Cruz Herrera and Jacob Hollingshouse, this week's Players of the Week.
Stanford Healthcare brings us important tips so athletes can perform at their very best.
Here's Dr. Stephen Weiss with this week's Stanford Health Tip.
There's been a dramatic increase in shoulder and elbow overuse injuries. Pitchers are at the greatest risk. In fact, pitchers have a 25 times greater risk of arm injury when their arm is tired or in pain. To prevent these injuries, you shouldn't throw more than 100 innings per year if throwing from 60 feet. You should take off 4 months per year, avoiding also playing catcher. Be sure to always stretch and warm up prior to pitching. no proper pitching mechanics, and follow all pitch count and rest guidelines.
Coming up, our first SunPower Electric game, Turlock travels north to take on Sheldon.
Then it's the girls from Granite Bay and Tracy meeting for the Division II section title when 49ers Sac-Hi Sports returns.
At Tracy Toyota, we're not just devoted to selling cars. We're committed to our community. We're donating $100,000 to help local organizations in Tracy. We call it Champions Thanking Heroes. We also donated to the Toyota U.S. Paralympic Fund to support and empower these extraordinary athletes. Check out our great lineup of new Toyotas. Our certified used cars come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Shop in person or at tracytoyota.com. Tracy Toyota, with you all the way.
The Turlock Bulldogs finished off the regular season with a 4-6 record, but don't let that deceive you. The Bulldogs have played a stacked regular season schedule that included teams like Rockland, Manteca, and Clayton Valley.
Turlock travels north to Elk Grove to battle the Sheldon Huskies in the first round. 8-seeded Sheldon hosting 9-seeded Turlock at our first SunPower Electric game. Our Mark Willis tells us all about it.
Electric game.
Boy, do we have a game for you tonight. The band's back here warmed up. I'm getting warmed up for the SunPower Athletic Game of the Week, featuring the 8-seeded Sheldon Huskies taking on the 9-seeded Turlock Bulldogs. And this game is fairly similar to the fact that both teams, the last 6 games of the season, they had a 4-2 record, and both teams lost the last game of the season. Now, mind you, I feel like this game is going to be a very high-powered offensive explosion. I think. The Huskies have a man who can sling it. Josiah Machado, who's the 6th in the section in passing yards, and he has a lot of weapons to choose from. As for the Bulldogs, they will be without quarterback Cole Gilbert, who has season-ending surgery earlier in the week. So Turlock will turn to Peter Mello and Ty Teixeira, and basically they need to get the ball to running back J.T. Foreman. Look for Turlock and Foreman to get the things going early. How about the Sheldon Band and Cheer team getting after it? First play of the game. And my stand-up was correct. J.T. Foreman, the second I might add. Look out for the ref. He goes down, and Foreman would get pushed out at the 3. Turlock looking good. 2 plays later, Brock Mirabrook scores from 2 yards out, 8-0 Turlock. Sheldon goes 3 and out, so Turlock's ball. But whoops! A free ball. Who wants it? Devin Green does. He picks it up, and this is going to be a scoop and score, 60-yard style. More on Green later in the game, but it's now 8-7. So much for later. How about the next clip? Devin Green with the ball on offense, this time from 27 yards out, and it's 14-8. Huskies lead. Third quarter, Turlock down 6, but not for long. Vincent Gonzalez dumps it off to J.T. Foreman, and this guy is sneaky quick. Touchdown, PAT good, 22-21 Bulldogs. Sheldon responds as they pull out the trick. Halfback pass to wide open Scott Nixon in the end zone, 29-22 Huskies. Green threw that one, by the way. Turlock looking to catch back up by the way of the air, but it's Nixon snatching it out of midair. Give me that as he's off to the end zone, but Nixon gets knocked out at the 2-yard line. That would set up Mr. Green, who scores his 4th touchdown on the night, as the 8-seeded Huskies go on to win 36-22. Devin Green did it all, scoring 4 times on the night, as Sheldon will now meet the top seed Rockland Thunder Friday night.
We stayed disciplined. We practiced hard during practice. We gave it our all. We had some pretty big plays on defense, which helped us towards our win. But pretty much it was a team effort. We did great.
Got Rockland coming next week. How you feeling
yes, sir. That's gonna be a fun game. We the underdogs in that one. We just gotta show them what we about and execute.
In Elk Grove for the SunPower Electric Game of the Week, I'm Mark Willis, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Tracy area sports coverage is presented by Tracy Toyota off Freeway 205 in Tracy, with you all the way. Now down to Ripon for the Division II section final matchup between Granite Bay and Tracy. The Grizzlies dominate right out of the gate. It's Mackenzie Wells, Emily Craig, and the freshman Abigail Gottwalls for the 6-1 Granite Bay advantage. A couple points later, Simran Lalian and Craig set up the Grizzlies' dominant middle. Haley Erickson, and you can say goodbye to that one. It's now an 11-3 Grizzly lead in the first set. Mia Jurcevic, Craig, and then Mackenzie Wells from the back row finds open court just inside the line. Lalian getting in on the action too. Simran hits hard, and this time she fools everyone with the tip. Granite Bay dominates set 1. Set 2, Tracy looking to light the fire. Alyssa Cargill to Taylor Gardner to Kylie Van Oss for the kill. Then it's Kylie again on back-to-back points, laying down the hammer. But later on in the set, it's a 5-point Grizzly lead when Lalian and Craig connect with Haley Erickson off 1 foot. That is a cool shot. Fast forward to set point for GB. Jurcevic, the dig, Craig the set, and Lalian with the kill. Granite Bay is 1 set away from the D2 section title. Tracy trying to get in the way of that goal. Madison McDonald, Chloe Lemons, Ava Stoss, the senior, gets the shot to go. Granite Bay up by 7 here when Craig sets it far to the team kill leader. That's Mackenzie Wells with 12 kills in this match. Cargill, Gardner, Chloe Lemons, the 5'11 junior, trying to rally it back, but here is set point for the Grizzlies. The shot sails far and Granite Bay wins the third and final set to take home the D2 section title. Wells with 14 kills, Craig 41 assists, and we talked to both after the celebration.
I think we did really good from the service line. Our plan was really attack them from there, and then we just executed really well. We found a lot of spots, and our defense was pretty good. So.
We also stayed really consistent with our energy, and we didn't get down on ourselves, which I think has been kind of something that we've been working on for the whole season.
Division 4 championship volleyball action between second seed Sonora and the top seed Escalon meeting in Ripon. I'm Mark Willis reporting. Early on, it was Escalon jumping out to an early lead. Amanda Murphy's shot is blocked, but not to worry. Carson Hood is just going to dump it over. 11-5 in the first set. It's now 18-8 when the Cougars Hood with the back row set to Murphy, and her shot is through. Nicely done there. Then it's Bella Cormack whose shot gets dug up, but she tries it again. This time it falls. That would set up this set point opportunity, and Murphy delivers on that. The ball bounced around a bit. 4 touches was called, and Escalon takes the first set. In the second set, Sonora jumps out to a 12-7 lead. Here, Gracie Bearden sets up Alexis Herforth, who bangs it off the defense. But the Cougars would catch up and take the lead when Amanda Murphy and Valera Gonzalez combined for the block at the net. 14-13 Escalon. Then Escalon would take the set as well. Riley Latig throws up the behind the back set to Gianna Bava, and the Cougars were in cruise control. Third set, there's no quit in the Wildcats, and Bearden sets up Hope Hulick, who slams it off the defense. Nice play there. Then Escalon on the short set by Hood to Bella McCormick, who just buries this one. More defense by the net for Escalon as Hood and McCormick get up and combine for the block, as these Cougars are a solid all-around group. On to match point, and it was Emily Vickers getting the set from Latig. Vickers puts it away, and it was all over. Escalon is your Division 4 section champions in 3 straight sets. Sonora's only 2 losses of the season fall to the hands of the Escalon Cougars. Vickers and Murphy combined for 18 kills and 19 digs.
It's amazing. I mean, we've been working for this, and now we're gonna go run for state. We're a good team. All of us, we don't have just key players. Every single one of us is good, and I think that's what helped us go this far, and we're gonna keep on going.
Coming up, you'll meet this week's inspirational athlete. It's Jordan Deloney from Natomas High School.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin section. Girls volleyball top 10 poll.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we are in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Right now, my electrical bill is about $10 a month.
This is definitely one of the best investments we did in our house.
All over the country, people are taking control over their electric bills by going solar with SunPower. We offer the most efficient, durable panels on the market, so you can see a return on your investment every month.
I was paying $220 a month. Now I pay about $22 a month.
Right now, 49ers faithful get a $1,000 Visa reward card from SunPower. Go online today.
Now, one of the best things about playoffs in a section as big as the Sac Joaquin is we get to see match up with teams you wouldn't think of lumping together. Enox and Del Oro are located 100 miles apart and haven't had any mutual opponents.
And what's another of the best things? That was one of the best things. What's another of the best?
Okay, well, I don't know.
They're a lot of fun. That's it. They're just fun. But here they are, those two teams facing off in the first round as the 10 and 7 seeds in Division I. Enoch senior quarterback Keith Arona has thrown for 13 touchdowns this season, while the Golden Eagles feature a fantastic receiver in Aiden Perry. It's the Eagles and Golden Eagles meeting in the Division I playoffs Friday night.
Parker Ream coming to you from Del Oro High School, and nothing says playoff football like releasing tons of smoke in the air. First quarter, both defenses came out and kept the offenses at bay, so you know what that means. It's special teams time. Nicholas Verdugo gets Del Oro on the board with a 32-yarder, then a 37-yarder, 6-0 Del Oro. Still a one-score game, though, and Enox would capitalize. Keith Arona takes over, drops back, and finds Kola Babalola with a spectacular catch. Enox driving the ball down the field, and they'd eventually find the end zone. Abayomi Babalola, his brother, takes it in from 4 yards out. Enox takes the lead. Fast forward to 2 minutes left in the half. Arona trying to extend the lead. Scrambles to his right, and sometimes you're in the right place at the right time. James Ramesbottom with the pick. That sets up this touchdown. Jacob Hamilton, 42 yards out, scrambles to his right, and a wide open Aiden Perry on the end of that one, 12-7. And normally I wouldn't show you a two-point conversion, but what a play this was. Hamilton finds Perry on the side, and Perry to a wide open Jimmy Breer. The trickery, 14-7, Golden Eagles at the half. We go to under a minute in the third quarter, 21-7, Eagles of the golden variety. Hamilton uncorks one, and guess who's on the end of it? Perry again, part of his 3-touchdown day, 28-7. But the Eagles weren't done. 4th and 2 in the fourth, and Abayomi gets the rock once more, his second touchdown of the night, 28-14. Here comes Enox. Next drive, Keith Arona finds Isaac Adams for the score, and they only trail by a touchdown. They get the onside kick, and now they have a chance to tie it up. But the Del Oro defense holds strong. Arona on fourth down, under a minute to go. Brandon Hill hits Arona while he throws it. Great play is recovered by Del Oro, and that is the dagger. The Golden Eagles advance to play Jesuit next week. I caught up with Perry after the win.
D1 playoffs, it's no joke. These teams can play. Like we just saw it out here, first round. Jesuit next week, it's going to be a good game, and it'll be a good one next week.
Each week we bring you stories of athletes who inspire us.
They say timing is everything. Well, Jordan Deloney from the Natomas volleyball team experienced that firsthand at a point in her life when her and her family were pretty down on their luck. The Natomas volleyball team is coming off its best season in program history. Head coach Gilbert Pasqua took the helm 3 years ago when the program had nearly 100 straight losses.
I sat the girls down and we talked to them and asked them, where do you guys see yourself in senior night? And they wanted to be in the playoffs. So they put in the work throughout the years, and through months of practice, years of practice and commitment, you know, they have achieved that goal.
With the help of his 10 seniors, the Nighthawks boasted a 15-4 record, the first winning season and playoff berth in program history.
I just like to do it for fun, so I have something to do.
Jordan Deloney is one of the 10 seniors.
She gets along with everyone. She is usually the energy on and off the court.
For Jordan, sports were more than just an extracurricular activity. Volleyball practices gave Jordan a place to be, because a lot of the times, Jordan didn't have one.
I don't want nobody to know, and because if they knew, they would have treated me differently.
Jordan and her family were experiencing homelessness her sophomore year. She kept this part of her life hidden from her friends.
It's embarrassing. I don't like pittiness. I don't like charity. I just want to be treated like a real person. And if everybody knew that I didn't have nowhere to lay my head at night, or in a car or something, that they would try to, I don't know, they would treat me like I don't know, like I'm a baby. And I'm not. I know how to deal with it.
Jordan and her family are no longer homeless. They moved into a house 2 years ago, back when a family that was down on its luck suddenly wasn't.
I mean, my mom doesn't really like a lot of people knowing her business either, but she had won a jackpot at a casino. And it was when we were really down bad and we really needed somewhere to stay.
Jordan's mom hit the jackpot playing bingo at Thunder Valley Casino back in 2019.
That night she had told everybody that to pray for her, and we were all praying, and then she said she won, and it was for a lot of money. And we were able to get a house, or like not a house, but you know, a house adjacent. And we got a better car because our car was messed up. And we got clothes and stuff we wanted for a long time that we couldn't get, and presents for Christmas and stuff. And yeah.
Jordan believes luck had nothing to do with it.
We were grateful and thankful, and we prayed and said thank you, because we know if nobody was praying that it probably wouldn't have happened.
Now Jordan knows miracles aren't something to expect. Right now, she's working at a fast food restaurant to build a savings account.
That I want to keep working, whether it's at a fast food place or something else, something big or small. I just want to know I want to keep working to provide for my family and not just me. I don't really like to think about myself. I like to think about my mom and everybody else.
Jordan is thankful to her mom for always finding a way, and knows no matter what hand you're dealt, through faith and hard work, there will always be an opportunity to rise up, even when the odds are stacked against you. Again, Jordan believes her family's faith is the reason they now have everything they do, but she is doing well in school, in sports, and is working a part-time job. She's not going to let herself, or her family for that matter, fall back.
Absolutely, great attitude. All right, coming up on Mattress Firm Perfect Match is the Division I volleyball game with Cosumnes Oaks and Oak Ridge.
But first, here's this week's Spirit Corner featuring the cheer team from Forest Hill High School.
Many have failed. The 49ers got the livest fans in the NFL. I tried to tell them we back and we never left and we got heart. Levi Stadium starting to feel like Candlestick Park. Who are we? Bang, bang, Niner gang. Niner gang. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Niner gang. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Niner gang.
We've got a problem, America. Junk sleep.
It's what you get from a bed that isn't right for you. Keep calling Kevin Keith. Junk sleep.
Left your laptop on the bus? Junk sleep. Can't straight think? Slunk Jeep. What you need is real sleep. So maybe it's time to ask yourself, did you get out of the wrong side of bed this morning? Or the wrong bed altogether? Mattress Firm. Unjunk your sleep.
Welcome back to Levi Stadium. We continue tonight with the section final volleyball match in Division I. This one featuring two teams that know each other pretty well. Cosumnes Oaks and Oak Ridge meet for the fourth time this season. Oak Ridge is the 1 seed, having won 2 of those previous meetings, and featured junior Maddie Walker, who has 281 kills this season.
Yeah, and Cosumnes features the hard-hitting Janiyah Jackson, who has 447 kills. Mattress Firm wants to find a mattress that is your perfect match, and each week we bring you the Mattress Firm perfect match in a game. It's Cosumnes Oaks and Oak Ridge for the Division I title.
You know, I had to get artsy with the open shot, the championship banner for the D1 Sac-Joaquin section. It's CO against Oak Ridge. First set, the Trojans came out hot. Natalie Colfescu, Damali Azevedo, and Abigail Reynolds there to finish it off. Let's keep it going. McKenna Town serving, and you love to see a perfectly placed ace every once in a while. Up 8-1 we go. Cosumnes trying to get on the attack. Allison Ito gets it right here to the outside for Sella Watson, but Mackenzie Dodden with the rejection. Not in my Natomas gym. 18-11 now we go. They keep it rolling in the first. Madison Walker, the dig, a little give-and-go action, and she gets it right back for the kill. Trojans just wouldn't let up Saturday night. Colfescu gets the dig right here to Grace Rodriguez, who sets up Madeline Carey on the end of it to tap that one home. Oak Ridge takes the first set 25-17. Second set we go. Wolfpack, they were looking to attack. We've said their names a lot this season. Allison Ito to Janiyah Jackson, who sends home the kill. We'll see if Kasumnes can get something done. We go to Nissa Carvajal, the dig. Ito to Olivia Rush, but it's blocked by Raina Hoppy. Both teams trading blows in the second set. Neither wanted to give up any ground. Up 10-8, it's Ito who finds Michaela Ross, who steps up big time. The kill right there was one of 4 on the night for her, but Oak Ridge held tight. Colfescu to Acevedo, and she gets it to Madison Walker again on the outside, who pounds home the kill. Oak Ridge takes the second set 25-17. A little deja vu right there. Third set we go. The dig by Colfescu, Acevedo, and Walker once more barely scrapes that line. All skill, though, is what she'll say. Keeping with it, give me a Mackenzie Dawden left-handed spike. Had some heat on that one. And the final point, Naya unable to get it over the net, and Oak Ridge wins the D1 championship in straight sets. Let's hear from the champs in our Mattress Firm Perfect Match. Parker Ream here at Natomas High School, and there's a lot of words to describe this Oak Ridge team, but now there's one more. D1 champs. That was pretty good. That was a good celebration. All right, we'll start with Natalie Colfescu, senior leader of this team. You know, she flies all over the court every single game. What was the secret to this year's success with Oak Ridge?
Honestly, just playing together and playing as a team and really just supporting each other all the way through it.
We got Raina Hoppy over here, another great leader of this team. She had a pretty good game herself. I mean, what is the secret for your success?
I think that it's really just feeding off the energy of the whole team and staying loud and just playing together.
A 3-setter against Kasumnes Oaks. Not many expected it to be that quick due to performances like this. Number 8, she led the whole team in kills. I mean, what a game for her. Come on, give it up for her. Abby, what's your secret?
I really, like Raina said, I think it's just about supporting each other and keeping our energy high and maintaining that throughout the entire game.
Oak Ridge has a chance to win it all, possibly. They go on to NorCal's after this with a win over Kasumnes. What's the expectations for this team?
I think if we put our mind to it, we can do anything. Yeah!
They can do anything. Let's hear it! I'm Parker Ream, and that is our Mattress Firm Perfect Match of the Week.
The Hillmar Yellow Jackets open up the postseason at home Friday night, hosting the Los Banos Tigers. First possession for Hillmar, Jason Pimentel fakes the handoff and runs it himself up the sideline untouched to score on the opening drive to give the Jackets a 7-0 lead. After the score, Los Banos tries to answer right back, looking for someone way downfield, but instead, Brock John Perry intercepts the pass and is in there for the pick six. Hillmar goes up by 2 scores. The Yellow Jackets have the momentum as the Tigers try to get something going following the interception, but the Yellow Jackets special teams has something to say about that as the ball gets knocked out and it's a fight for the football. Hillmar recovers it near the 50-yard line and the sideline is going crazy. Hillmar takes advantage as Pimentel hands it off to Perry, who avoids all defenders and runs it in quickly to make it 21-0. And in the second quarter, Los Banos still looking for the first points of the night, but Pimentel says not today. The Yellow Jackets quarterback intercepts the pass and then goes for a run. Jason's second touchdown of the night puts Hillmar up by 5 scores. The Tigers avoid the shutout before the half as Davis Herrera finds a Joseph Archutowski. The Tigers are on the board. Halfway through the third quarter, Hillmar does not take its foot off the gas. Handed off to Blake Westmoreland, and Blake scores to give Hillmar the 7th touchdown of the game. However, the Yellow Jackets are far from done as Dylan Cuato wants in on some of the action. Dylan takes it up the right sideline to score, and this game is all but over. Hillmar rolls through Los Banos 61-27 to advance to the quarterfinals, where the Yellow Jackets will face Sonora. Coming up, Wood Creek and Monterey Trail play in the Division II playoffs.
Then Downey and Wood Creek meet in the pool. The 49ers Sac-Hi Sports will be back in a moment.
The Wood Creek football team finished the regular season with a 7-3 record. Senior Gavin Krupp tallied up nearly 1,400 passing yards and 21 touchdowns for the Timberwolves in the regular season.
And Wood Creek enters the playoffs as the 10 seed, traveling to Elk Grove to take on 7-seeded Monterey Trail. The Mustangs are the Metropolitan League champions. Junior receiver Ali Collier has nearly 1,000 yards receiving this season. He also caught 16 touchdown passes. It's Wood Creek and Monterey Trail Friday night.
Sam Berg reporting here, and it's playoff football action between the Wood Creek Timberwolves and the Monterey Trail Mustangs on Friday night. And the scoring was happening bright and early. Frank Curry hands it off to Ali Collier, and he finds a wide open path up the middle, and with a shout out to the sideline, he brings it into the end zone for the touchdown. Mustangs go up 7-0 early after the extra point. But the Timberwolves have an answer. Quarterback Garrett Krupp reaches into the end zone like he's Rafiki holding up Simba. Savenya! The score is tied up at 7. But the mighty Mustangs are looking to break ahead. McCurry fires a bomb downfield and it finds the hands of Brevin Amiga for the touchdown. The Mustangs are looking like racehorses out there. 20-7 Stangs after the first quarter. But the scoring was not done yet. Dalen Ellis takes the handoff straight up the gut. And it's another TD for the Mustangs as they're looking more like stallions. The score is now 26-7 as Ellis is looking to keep the Timberwolves quiet. But the Timberwolves are not letting the Mustangs break away. Krupp decides to keep it himself again, because why not do it again if it worked the first time? It's another touchdown for Krupp as the Timberwolves are chipping away at the deficit. But the Mustangs weren't horsing around. Collier takes the handoff from McCurry, and with blockers on his left, he finds the end zone. Second TD of the night for Collier, as the score is now 32-15 after the failed two-point conversion. And the run game has been working wonders for the Mustangs, and why fix what ain't broke? Ellis takes a shovel pass from McCurry, as he takes it up the sideline, and with 2 men to beat, he gets there. Touchdown for the Mustangs as Ellis gets dabbed up by his teammates in celebration. Krupp rolls out to his right, trying to find a man needing a touchdown, and he finds Nikolai Nielsen fighting through triple coverage for the touchdown, as he makes sure to show the ref that he just did that. On the 2-point conversion, Krupp is able to find Jonah Quisenberry over the middle, but the Timberwolves' comeback efforts would fall short on Friday night. The Mustangs win this one 39-23 and will take on Granite Bay Friday for the D2 quarterfinal matchup.
Out to Ripon for the Division 5 volleyball finals between 3rd seeded Vacaville Christian and the 1 seed Ripon Christian. I'm Mark Willis. First set, and look out for Vacaville Christian. They have a pretty good netminder, Kieran Martin with the block for the Falcons. Then Vacaville Christian goes up 11-7 when Faith Martinez bumps it over to Kelsey Trumbull, whose high arcing shot falls in. Ripon Christian responds with Jenna Hoffman setting it over to Avery McMurray, whose shot cannot be handled, and the Knights take a 15-13 lead. It's now set point for the Knights, and it gets a little squirrely. Leah Van Weingarten bumps it over to Ava Van Gronen, who redirects the shot over the net, and Ripon Christian takes the first set. The second set starts well for the Falcons as Kieran Martin gets the free ball, and Vacaville Christian goes up 3-0. Then Kieran Martin gets another one of her blocks here in the second set. Martin was working hard around the net, but great equalizer is a great power hitter in the middle, and the Knights have that, and Emily Van Gronen, as she gets the kill here, moments later, Emily would get a running start and is able to slam it through the D. Nice play by the UOP commit. Set 2 in the books, 25-20. In the third set, Vacaville Christian taking a page out of Ripon Christian's bag as Kieran Martin does the running spike for the kill. Check out the nice ace by Leah Van Weingarten for the Knights. Ripon starting to pull away. Ripon Christian now on match point. Hoffman gets the set over to Emily. Her kill is good, and let the celebration begin. Ripon Christian is the Division 5 Sac Joaquin section champion. Emily Van Gronen has 14 kills, and Ava Van Gronen added 4 aces in the contest.
It's amazing. I mean, we had it my sophomore year, but nothing beats winning your senior season, getting a section championship. Last year, because of COVID, those freshmen that were coming in, they were good, so I knew that this year we were going to be amazing.
Let's put our hands together for some more boys water polo. Brian Mueller checking in from a D1 first-round matchup at Wood Creek, where they hosted Downey Wednesday night. We'll pick things up in the second quarter. Jackson Carter to Shane Carter. Carter plus Carter equals a 4-1 lead for the Timberwolves. Then Caden Rudden gets it to Jackson Carter. Yes, sir, and it is 5-1. Knights answer later in the second. Matthew Smith to James Watson, and on down the line to Diego Johnson. That makes it 5-2. Wood Creek, though, would close the half strong It's 6-2 now, and then Jackson Carter adds another on the breakaway. T-Wolves take an 8-2 lead into the half. Knights talking it over, and they are not chain mailing it in. It's 8-3 when Luke Johnston flips a no-look pass to Jack Bazzini, and it's 8-4. The Downey run continues in the third. Bazzini to Matthew Smith, and just like that, it is a 3-goal game. But Wood Creek gets back on track. Less than a minute later, Rudden feeds Jackson Carter. Quick shot for the goal. T-Wolves back up 4, a game-high 9 goals for Carter. After another Wood Creek score, Rudden with a one-on-one with the goalie, and he will win this battle. Wood Creek takes it 17-9 to advance to the quarterfinals.
Each week we present the Scholar Athlete Award.
This week's Scholar Athlete Award goes to Johnny Bachatzer from the Davis Boys Water Polo Team. The Blue Devils senior captain sports an incredible 4.4 GPA. Nice job, Johnny. Coming up, West Park and Placer meet in our second SunPower Electric game.
Then we head back to the pool for the Downey and Lincoln girls water polo game. This is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Many have tried, but many have failed. The 49ers got the livest fans in the NFL. Try to talk, we back and we never left. We got bang, bang, Niner gang. Bang, bang, Niner gang.
The more we learn about COVID-19, the more questions we have. The biggest question now, what's next? What will COVID bring in 6 months, a year? If you're feeling anxious about the future, you're not alone. Cal Hope offers free COVID-19 emotional support. Call 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
We got next, we ready to flex, we're ready to rock, headed to the top. We got next, can't settle for less. I'ma need your best, so give it all you got.
Kennedy Schonauer makes space with 4 defenders around her and fires from 31 yards out and hits it perfectly.
Can't settle for less. I'ma need your best, so give it all you got. We got next, number 1, numero uno, front page in the news, yeah, now you know. For the win, blood, sweat, tears in the gym, harder than the rest.
49ers Sac-Hi Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Stanford Healthcare, #1 in Northern California for orthopedics. And by SunPower, proud sponsor of the San Francisco 49ers.
West Park High out of Roseville won its league in its very first season as a varsity team, meaning the Panthers qualified for the section playoffs on its very first year of eligibility. Very cool.
And as luck would have it, West Park is set to face a future league opponent in the first round, the Placer Hillman. The Division IV matchup is our second SunPower Electric game tonight, and our Nick Pecoraro was there.
Electric game.
Nick Pecoraro here in Auburn. It is great to have playoff football back in the Sac Joaquin section. We're at Placer High School with the Division IV first rounder between Placer and West Park. The young Panthers made quite a first impression this year, becoming the first Sacramento area team to have an outright unbeaten league championship in their first varsity season. Interestingly enough, the last team to win at least a share of their league crown in their first year was Pioneer in 2004. The head coach of that Pioneer team was current Placer head coach Joey Montoya. The Hillmen have played must-win football, having to win their last 4 games just to qualify for the playoffs. Montoya and company look to keep that momentum rolling into the postseason. It's Placer and West Park, and this is our SunPower Electric game.
You know it's going to be a good game when the referee is doing push-ups to get warmed up. Atta baby. Here we go. First quarter, West Park looking good on their first drive. DeVell Barksdale sneaks one in from a yard out. Panthers up 7-0. But the Hillmen respond immediately on the next drive as Lavelle Davis Jr. breaks off a 45-yard run to knot the score at 7 apiece. But check out this play from DeVell Barksdale. If you haven't heard of this kid by now, the West Park Junior quarterback says, "Please allow me to introduce myself." Backed up inside his own 10-yard line, Barksdale breaks off a 94-yard touchdown run. The QB had 232 rushing yards Friday. The Placer sideline is stunned, and West Park goes in front 15-7. But the Hillmen answer back with Davis again. This time he scores from 57 yards out and brings Placer within 1 at 15-14 on the first play of the second quarter. We're going to fast forward a bit here. Game tied at 21-all late in the second. This is sophomore Costa Alexic. Alexic, play me my touchdown song. This is the first of 3 touchdown runs for Alexic Friday to go with 127 yards. Placer up 28-21. And how about one more in the first half? It's Davis again. This is his 3rd TD run of the first half as Placer goes up 35-21. Second half now. Panthers trying to claw back into this game. This time it's Barksdale showing off his arm with a perfect pass to Ryan Sisson for a 78-yarder. But that would be as close as West Park would get. And guess who? You guessed it. It's Lavelle Davis Jr. His 4th touchdown run of the game comes with 226 rushing yards. It's the 5th time this season he's gone for more than 200 yards in a game. Placer wins 63-28. The Hillmen move on to play Vista Del Lago in the next round. Let's hear from Mr. Davis.
We just changed our practice habits. We worked hard in the weight room, and we just kept working, and we pulled through.
In Auburn for our SunPower Electric game, I'm Nick Pecoraro with 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Brian Mueller saying hello from Stockton for some more girls water polo. First round D1 matchup between Downey and Lincoln Tuesday afternoon. Trojans up 2-0 in the second before the Knights get on the board. Crafty play here from Maddie Van Diepen. Lobs it over the goalie's head and then goes and pushes it in. She assists on her own goal. It's 2-1. Same score later in the quarter. Ava Lilly tosses it to Esmeralda De La Torre and she's ready and waiting for the shot and score. Trojans up 3-1. 2 minutes later, it's De La Torre on the passing end, dumps it off for Audrey Smith, and she finishes to make it 4-1. Lincoln sitting pretty at halftime. It's 5-2 now early in the fourth when the Knights make their move. Hazel lead to Lauren Pizarca. Downey picking things up. It's 5-4 now. Van Diepen passes this on the backhand to Sarah Zuroligan, and she winds up and fires this in from long distance. We're all tied up with 1:18 left and going to overtime. Knights still on the attack, lead Van Diepen, and she sends a high arcing shot into the net. Downey has their first lead at 6-5. But Lincoln gets a penalty shot with less than 5 seconds on the clock, and De La Torre comes through. She ties it with just 2 seconds left in the first OT period. To the second half of overtime now, Smith gets it to Kate Hoffman, and the Trojans take the lead right back with 1:09 left. Downey looking for the equalizer, but Morgan Fenner turns it away. The Trojans would add one more in the final seconds, and they win a overtime thriller, 8-6.
Remember, all of the game footage we shoot is available for purchase on our website. Go to 49ersachisports.com and we will send it to you digitally.
Follow us on social media for lots of fun and exciting content. Our Instagram story is a great way to keep updated with scores, news, and a lot more, and it's blowing up right now. 49ers.Sac-Hi is our handle on Instagram and Twitter.
Coming up, league champion Dixon plays host to Ponderosa for the start of the Division IV playoffs.
Then it's Bayer and Del Campo meeting in the Division III girls water polo playoffs. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports will be right back.
Welcome back to the NBC Sports Studio here at Levi Stadium. The Dixon Rams tied Pioneer for the Golden Empire League title with a win over Casa Roble last week. Jet Harris is averaging 200 passing yards a game.
The Rams, the 7th seed, set to host 10th seeded Ponderosa for the start of the Division IV bracket. That game played on Friday night.
Ponderosa and Dixon meeting in the first round of the Division IV playoffs Friday night. The Bruins are the first to score. Quarterback Ryan Vaughn gets the snap before handing it off to Gavin Smith. Smith gets on the outside and falls into the end zone. The missed point after makes it a 6-0 game. But on the next Dixon drive, give it to Braden Bombach, who goes up the gut and in for 6. The score is 7-6 Rams. Ponderosa trying to take the lead back before the end of the first, but Saeed Smith gets let out of the pen and is there for the sack. Second quarter, the Bruins offense on the field and looking for that big play, but instead it's Dixon that comes up with the big play as Brent Green makes a great catch and gets the interception just before the half. 7-6 is the score in the third quarter. Bombach opens up scoring after plowing into the end zone from 5 yards out. 14-6 Dixon now. Watch this play from Dixon's Kanye Smith. Smith blocks the pass, catches it, and takes off. No one is going to stop the big man. A 40-yard pick six. It's a 21-6 Dixon advantage. The Bruins looking to mount a comeback. Ryan Vaughn drops a dime to tight end James Weiss, and Weiss hauls it in to make it just a 9-point game. Then, in the fourth, Gavin Smith finds his gap and takes off. Smith doing the absolute most for the Bruins as he travels 69 yards to the promised land. And with a 2-point conversion, we now have a 1-point game. But the Rams running back would go off. Braden Bombach, Derrick Henry's a defender and picks up a much-needed first down with less than 5 minutes to go. Then Braden puts this game on ice. Bombach scores his third touchdown of the night in the 29-20 victory. Bombach talks to us after the game.
We knew Ponderosa was going to be tough. We knew we had to stop their run game. You know, they had a couple breakout runs. They were a good team. But we did what we had to, stopping their run game, and we got to win. So.
Brian Mueller here at Rio Americano Thursday night to check out some D3 first-round action between Bayer and Del Campo. It's the underdog Patriots playing well early, already up 1-0 when Sarah Nunnally, leaving nothing to chance here, fires this ball in, and Bayer up 2-0. 2-1 now in the second, and the Cougars come right back to even things up. Kenzie Stokes to Abby McCall, and we're tied at 2. A few minutes later, Taylor Stokes shoots this one from Buddy Hield range. It is good, and Del Campo has a 3-2 lead. Same quarter, Kenzie Stokes lets Audrey Takaniko swim to this, and she scores from in close. The Cougars take a 5-2 lead into the half. Bayer trying to regroup. Emma Herbst finds Ava Infantino, hits the corner. That makes it 6-3 midway through the third, but Del Campo would clamp down from there. McCall to Kenzie Stokes in the middle, calmly buries this shot. It's 7-3. Then Takanikos keeps attacking the middle of the pool. Jordan Rizzi rifles this shot in, and the Cougars would cruise from there. They win it 14-4. Del Campo will face top seed Dixon in the D3 semis on Tuesday.
Coming up, we'll choose the play of the week. How about this one? That could be it, but stick around to find out.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin section top 10 football poll.
Time now for the play of the week.
It's the Maniac, Mark Willis, showing you some contenders first and then awarding the play we thought was the best of the best in the play of the week.
Here we go. It's Jacob Hamilton of Del O to Aiden Perry to Jimmy Brer. Some trickeration for the 2-point conversion. Number 3, Jack McGoldrick, the underwater goal for Rio Americano. How about Brent Greer of Dixon, the incredible fingertip grab for the INT. But the play of the week goes to Golden Valley Elazar Garza, who splits the defense, spins, flips, and scores by outreaching. That's the play of the week.
That's the play of the week, and that is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports for this week. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. I am Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Bronstein. Be sure to join us next week when you'll meet the Granite Bay water polo player raising money to help her friend battle cancer. We'll see you then.